What's good, Eagles? I'm here with.
My name's David Cashmere. I'm also Prankin's Duelist. Um, so I ended up getting first place at our, what was it, Eagle Factor tournament?
Eagle Factor Classic, yes.
Yeah. And sadly enough, that deck was pre-banlist. So they're going to go ahead and show it up. But I'm not going to go ahead and show off that deck list because it's dead now. Link Ross is just not worth it. But I was playing Adamancipator. So I thought the only thing that could help out with that is to bring a brand new Print Kid and Adamancipator deck profile. It's one of my most viewed videos on the channel, so I thought it would be the best to go ahead and show off to you guys. So I'm just gonna go right into it. So if you don't know what any of the Adamancipator cards do, you obviously have not been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the last year. They all excavate and then summon a rock type monster that's not a tuner. Summons if you control a rock, summons if you control an Adamancipator, and then this is basically just Cyber Dragon. I also run 1 fire and 1 water. The fire is good because you can go through part of the loop by recycling signs, then going into Leonite and then getting it back. And then this is just a draw 1. We have 3 Doki Doki. This is just a starter and an extender. It makes your dead rocks in hand into either tuners or Quaggimirus. Or in this deck, you can even go into Roxy's, which is very good. 3 Guardian, and then 3 Supplier. I am a huge fan of Supplier. I think that this is one of the best cards in the deck because getting Guardian into the hand is really good, especially with the extenders that I have in the deck. Such as my 1 Needle Fiber target. If I don't open up the signs, I summon this because I have enough extenders where I can go into Raptite and then go into a Boral Savage after the Raptite. And I think this would just be the best way to start it off. Even though Link Ross isn't part of the game anymore, this is still a very impactful card.
Well, I mean, it can stack any rock monster on top, and you can just special it from the Adamancipator effects anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of the best part about it is you can stack the Frankids too. Mm-hmm. Or in some cases, you do technically have bricks because I do run 1 more engine in here. And then for the actual extenders, 3 Adhara and then 3 Parallel Exceed. As much as I want to run the Medulce, with a lot of testing today, I had found out that the Medulce is not as good of an extender as the Parallel Exceed, because this chain blocks not only Needle Fiber, but also your Prankids effects when you're going into Meow Meow. And I tried to keep it as small as an engine as possible, and sadly enough, the smallest I could get was 45. And then for the Prankit engine, I run the 1 Pandemonium, 1, 1, 1, and then the 3 actual searchable. The reason that is because the combo is you normal summon any Print Kid monster, get Fansies out on the field, send the other one, so that you have 2, and then you summon the last one. Use the Doodle to recycle this, and you have the Pandemonium, so you always have Butler available. And then during your opponent's turn, when you set up Butler, you summon 2 Roxys, because then you have 2 rocks on the field to resolve. It also lets you go into Gallic Granite the next turn. Then I run the Dragoon engine. Adamancipator loves this engine because you can put any of the cards in here back into the deck, so they don't become bricks at all in hand.
And Plague Spreader can too.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah, it's like that's the sole purpose why like a lot of the like splashable decks start running like 3 Plague Spreaders with like Almirage and shit to be able to go into Needle Fiber. Mm-hmm. It's a really basic concept, but it's really good.
Harpy's Feather Duster.
Dragon's Bane of Existence.
No.
No. That's not the bane of that's not the bane of my existence. That's coming up next, I believe.
Yeah. Did you? Are we gonna be putting up those?
The matches will be up before this goes up.
Yeah. So the in the finals match, if you see this, my opening hand was Dark Ruler Harpy's Feather Duster. And then I proceeded to combo, broke his board, and the only thing that would have stopped me after I Dark Rulered him, he had an Imperm set, and I had the Harpy's Feather Duster for the follow-up, so I just love Harpy's Feather Duster. And then you run as many Reborns as possible, just because this deck utilizes it so much. And then the only other card I run is the Dark Ruler.
Isn't the Adamancipator spell not once per turn?
It's not, no.
Yeah.
That's
it's
dumb.
It's a monster reborn that also stacks to the top of the deck. It's stupid. ED, tokens, best one.
Erectile dysfunction?
Huh? Yeah.
Erectile dysfunction, yes.
The Pranked cards, I run them 1 Meow Meow, 1 Doodle, 1 Butler. These came in the mail the day of the tournament, and Kevin said I couldn't play Prank Kids unless I had these.
No, yeah, it has to be a full German core.
Yeah. So I planned on just playing Adamancipator, and the only way that they would let me play Adamancipator, was if I revealed my deck list a day earlier. So even though this came in the day of the tournament, I wasn't able to go ahead and play Prank Kids.
To elaborate more on that, because he explained that very poorly, the team had agreed to play with the new ban list, and this fucker's like, well, I want to play old ban list. And so I'm like, fine, you can play old ban list, but you got to put your deck list up early. Which ended up working out pretty well because he was playing the bullshit infinite negate combo. So
and then he won.
And then he won anyway.
Yeah. I think it was against you, Jordan, where I made just a generic 3 negate board. You sphere moded me, and then I proceeded to break your board and then make the infinite negate combo, and you're just not gonna do that. The one Almirage, the only reason that I'm running this is because it lets me fuel my Leonite if I end up opening up poorly. Most of the time I don't even go into this, but it's just a safety precaution basically. Helka Fibrax, still one of the best cards in the game, no matter how many tuners or extenders they get rid of. Verte Anaconda, pretty obvious.
How many times did you, because I know in regular Prank Kids you can use Verde Anaconda too, can't you? How many times did you use Verde Anaconda in general, not to make Dragoons?
I didn't use this in the last deck profile. I actually replaced this and then a couple of other cards for Reaper Dachis, the Simorg, and
Union
Carrier.
Oh, you're a cuck.
Yeah. So I had Infinite Negate. And then for the IP, the Avermax, just really good card. Gallic Granite, Dragoon. At that, I didn't even have Dragoon in the deck because I got the Dragoons after I got the Alphas that I won. And I traded it to a teammate, and he gave me the Dragoon engine. Raptite, Leonite, Crystal Wing. This is stupid good. I don't see a lot of Adamancipator players actually playing this anymore.
I felt whenever I played Adamancipators, that card was almost that, and Borlord Savage was put in our extra decks because Crystal Wing was just a way to climb over everything. Too.
I know, but I think people were prioritizing the Link monsters, like Unicorn and other stuff.
Well, yeah, you would set up with with IP Massacre to be able to go into Unicorn, but a lot of the time the good boards that you would end with was the Appaloosa, Borlord Savage, Crystal Wing with I ran the trap, the one the
Resonance.
Not the counter trap, the regular trap, the pop.
Yeah, I think that's Resonance.
I thought Resonance was the counter trap.
No. The trap is tribute Adamancipators and destroy. It's like a Salamang Great Rage or whatever. Dragite. This is Wow, it's stupid.
You get
It wins so many games.
Yes,
And then
yes,
Borreload
yes.
Savage. The cool thing about this, in this variant specifically, normally when you do your combo, you go into Needle Fiber and then have to link it away immediately into Verte Anaconda to try and stimulate the Borreload Savage, which means you actually don't have a way to go into anything. But when you go into the Pranked combos, you can actually use the Dodo Doodle Doo instead, and it becomes, what is it, 300 more? 250 more? It's stupid. Then side, this is the same side I ran during the tournament. 3 Ash, 3 Lancia, 3 Nibiru, 3 Mystic Mine, and 3 Pointer. I guess the only things that are pretty weird in regards to the side, I guess, is the Appointers and the Ashes. I just didn't know what I wanted to side, and I wanted Ash in the main, but I didn't really want to put Ash in the main.
Do you think that a pointer is a good card in the current meta for side deck?
I think so, just because it stops a lot of like the going second cards, like Dark Ruler No More, Mystic Mine, that type of stuff. You can just shotgun it, pick out the stuff that would break your board, and then you can pick apart whatever they have because now you know full knowledge of their hand.
So, in your opinion, whenever it comes to the Adamancipator engine, what would you change currently? As in, like, what, like, would you take out a certain number of extenders for more, like, recurrence plays, or, like, text, or things like that? Like, is there anything that is not strictly...
Adamancipator?
No, that can't be flexible.
Oh,
Is there anything that can't be flexible that you would replace?
that cannot be flexible? Like,
Yeah, like that has to be a 3 of. Like Parallel Exceeds, like
So
Adhara.
yeah, your type of judgment. I think the Adhara, you can actually get rid of the Parallel Exceeds. I just think they're the best extender. You can technically get rid of like the Fire, the Plague Spreader, one Doki Doki. Like those are definitely some things that you can get rid of. Even the Harpy's Feather Duster and the Dragoon engine. Like you don't need to actually have those in the main deck. So if you wanted to cut this down to 45 or to 40 from the 45, you can cut the Parallel Exceeds, even though, like I said, they're the best extender for this deck.
Without those cards, do you feel like you'd be able to still establish the sing board?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just you wouldn't be able to establish a larger board. Yeah. So the Parallel Exceeds just give you like 2 free level 4s that you can synchro into like the Raptite, the Leonite. To start off everything, go into the... Because I just played against Kevin, and my ending board was...
Verde Anaconda, Borreload Savage, Crystal Wing,
these
Dragon,
3.
Dragoons.
And the only reason I did not have the Butler is because he impermed the Dodo Doodle Doo. Otherwise, I'd also have Butler on this board. So that's just the full extension in regards to the play.
Hey, out of how many times do you feel like you can actually establish that board?
It's very seldom. The only reason that you can establish boards like that is if you hit the Adamancipators. Signs is a really good point to get off of that because you can summon the Adamancipators from hand off of their own effects, link them away into the pieces that are needed, like the Halka Fibrax, the Link Ross, and then just summon them back with the signs, and then stack the piece that you need. Or even better, stack a Pranked piece, and then start the Pranked combo, and then go into the regular Adamancipator combo.
Do you ever find yourself using signs to summon Roxy's back?
No, not yet. But there most likely will be a time where I brick so hard I would need to summon Roxy's back.
Anything else you'd like to say in regards to the Eagle Factor Classic, the new build that is post-tournament during current ban list? Anything else you want to
I
add?
have one more question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this deck can hold up against decks like Drytrons, Virtual Worlds, like more the newer the new coming decks that can establish, you know, like Drytron can do Vanity's Ruler, Virtual World does like VFD, or how do you deal with VFD or Shen or cards such as that with that deck.
In full honesty, your best option is just draw Dark Ruler. If you get VFD'd, you just go to the next game. There's nothing that you can do in regards to that. That's why I run so many going second cards in the side deck, just because normally this is just a die roll hand, or a die roll deck. And it's always been a die roll deck. The only time it wasn't was when Block Dragon was a thing, because Block Dragon basically said free advantage.
Yeah.
But even then, I think that that's why I made this deck as a die roll deck, where you have to go first, or you open Dark Ruler, or you might as well just scoop up the game. Because if you'd want to try and play through it, you're going to end up getting stomped, especially against VFD, especially against like that type of stuff. You're going to lose.
Yeah.
Other than that, do I have anything to say about like this deck? I think it's fine. It runs perfectly well. It can break boards. It can put up stupid ones too. It can push through a lot of interruption. I might. This is just future proofing. I might end up replacing the Almirage with a Link Ross, or not a Link Ross, but a Link Spider.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that if I do get Nibiru, I can summon the Researcher and then go into Verte. That way I have at least one negate.
How many negates can your deck play through?
About 3.
And in order to go play through 3, do you have to have the optimal hand, or is that just like the regular, like your if you semi-brick, you can still play through 3?
It really depends on the hand. Because like if I brick, I wouldn't be able to play in the first place.
Yeah.
But a semi-playable hand would normally be able to go through about 1 interruption. A good hand would be able to go through about 3 or 4.
Okay.
Just because, like, this deck, though it does have its choke points, they are telegraphed and you can go ahead and play around them. Like the Halki Fibrax, the normal summon Prank Kids, all of that, you can try and play around them that way. Other than that, I'm going to keep experimenting with the Prank Kids variant. I really like Prank Kids because, you know, I'm Prank Kids Duelist. It's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. As well as, you know, I'll be exploring Prank Kids and their interactions in the future. And if this is on my channel, do hope you get to see the interaction between Prank Kids and Numerons, because I've been working with that and it has currently a very good record showing against a lot of decks, including Virtual World. But this one is a very large deck and it's going to be very interesting for you guys to see.
Well, be sure to check that out. This is the Eagle Factor 3 champion, Mr. David Casimir, aka Prank Kids Duelist. This is Eagle Factor, and we are signing out.